Hello, and welcome to another live stream on the channel. We do get very rarely some streams here, but very rarely we also get streams of something other than video games. This is a kind of a video game because I'm not doing anything with real money. I'm just exploring. This is Capital RS, a very popular trading platform in Serbia, where I live. So I've been following news recently, hanging out here also, following the market, seeing what how market behaves, what's going on, and also following news, see what's going on. So if you're new to the channel, check out this channel if you like the content. Also, I'm not sure if everything's working well during the stream. If you're here and something's not right, tell me in the chat. We'll try to fix it. I had some audio problems recently, so I hope I fixed. I don't see any errors, but this microphone is not the greatest. Ritesh, hello. Hello, Ritesh. Welcome to the stream. How are you? I'm doing great, thank you. Joseph Wilkes, hello. I'm not playing any video games these days. Unfortunately, I don't have that much free time, but I did do some smart things, some fun things, but I don't have that much time to also play games. Hope you're doing well too, Joseph. Long time no see, a lot of you guys. I didn't stream recently. I don't even remember when was the last time I was streaming anything. But yeah, here we are. Let's see what do we see here. This is a platform that I really like. Market is now open, so there's a lot of things to look into. Things that I like to look into is this euro dollar, let's say, comparison. Also gold. So gold to this list. You can see we'll go actually one at a time because it's really hard to follow. There's a lot of data here going on. I don't want to waste too much time or don't want to put too much energy in just following everything at once. This is how I do stuff. You can notice this is a free account, so I fool around here a lot. I don't really put my mind into it, but I have fun quite a lot here. 3D printing business, Ritesh. Nice. That's very nice. I did start some CNC, wood CNC stuff, and I started making some wooden walls, so that's a new thing in my life. Just growing that kind of local business. It's really fun. Yeah, I don't have much free time. But anyway, let's return here. So if you look like above me, there's this list of some important things. I'll just remove this for a little bit. So you can see there's like the most popular things here. It's the euro dollar, pound dollar, Japanese yen, Australian currency, gold, silver, crude oil, USA 500, UK 100, and Apple. There's also Google and other stuff, but these are some of my favorite because recently I just follow those. But how I do it, what I do here is I go one at a time, not every day, everything, but like every few days I just focus on one thing. And what I focus most is this list or graph where you can see pretty much how things look in last, which is this. So it's now 9 p.m. or almost 9 p.m. but this is 1 hour late. So it's a different time zone. That's why for me in Central European time zone it's almost 9 p.m. here it's 8 p.m. so a little bit time different. I think it's London time, not sure, but there we go. So this is starting like around noon, right? Well, and let's look at like 5 minutes, and we can look back to like previous day, right? Yeah, pretty far into previous day, at the start of the last of yesterday, and quite a bit fluctuation. Nothing really interesting except that we see it's at the highest level. This euro is probably stronger now, or in the high in this period. But let's look at some more. It's it definitely changes quite a bit. Still at the highest point, although it's dropping. You can see what I did here. Euro USD. I bought. This is Scoopy. That's a buy, and Trade that's sell. So a little bit mixed here. Sometimes I buy and sell the same thing, and in different amount. 0.501. So because it's dropping, let's see, because it's at the highest point and we see it's kind of dropping, I like to go sell. I get like a 0.5 lot. So see how much do we want profit. It's I'd say that's pretty decent. We'll see how it goes. I don't really care. This is again play money, but it is still very fun to try to do smart things here. But what I actually do is just find an average point if in some recent time. So what I do is I go like monthly here, the longest period. Just go monthly period and then see how it looks like as far as it can go. So it's kind of a lower point, but that's going all the way to 2006, right? So that's a really long time. You don't want to look at that much, so it doesn't really matter. Weekly is a lot better, but still I don't want to look at the bar period like 7:30. What machine? I'm not sure. I didn't buy the firm, the company that I work for got one, so I use it. I'm not sure. It's a good one. Just laser. Pretty nice. Also, it does have pretty nice bits for cutting metal and wood. Aluminum. We cut aluminum a lot, mainly for aluminum, but I cut wood a lot. And hardwoods here, European beechwood is my favorite. It's a pretty dense hardwood, favorite material, but it has to be really dry. It has to be really worked on to be done well. But when it's done, it's really nice material. Anyway, here we see like period 2017. It's not really telling much what's going on. But let's look at recent if 2026 what this here looks like. Well, you can see first of all there's quite a bit of fluctuation, but it kind of averages on the same level. You want to look at that average. So that's the thing I like to look at, not just the current point, which is this green dotted line, but kind of average on the graph, what level it is. So we're above, kind of above average, and that means it's in a high. It's euro to $2, which means probably if it fluctuates, it means probably it's going to go down at one point a little more than it's going to go up, but it's still not at the very highest peaks, right? So it can still go up. Anyway, let's go daily. That's a little better. Predicament, see trends. But I can see it's hovering pretty high, but here recently, like February to March, it's kind of it's trending downwards, right? Even though now it's pretty fluctuating. It's a few days going up and down, right? Kind of still keeps that downward trajectory, right? But let's see, even if you go an hour, here we can see like last few days, it's still very fluctuating. You still have that tendency to go down, but today it's going pretty rapidly up, but still, I look at average and I don't really care about this trend. You can see that what I got here, I tried to sell, how much I earned, I have. So I always close in green, except in some like crude oil, I closed in negative just because it took quite a bit of margin. I don't want that, so I just close it, whatever. There's some losses here, but you can see I started this at 10,000 recently. Just got play money, but you can see it got a little gain, but still have quite a bit loss here going. It doesn't really matter because still I'm not gonna close and I still have big margin here, so it should be fine, right? But anyway, let's look at the fastest, which is a minute. See, it's going up, saw that like big steep up, but now it's trending downwards, so we can see the change in trend here. It's pretty well indicated in the graph, and trend changed pretty much from going really steep up, like pretty not so steep downwards, right? So cannot really predict it at this point, but we know it's high in average, above average. Sell, I think it's the way thing to do, and I'm not gonna sell that much, so going so low amounts like 0.1, which should give like few dollars here profit, and yeah, we'll keep it going. I don't really care about closing. I just set it close to profit or loss, whatever it is. Also, this global news, I don't think they're actually that much influencing this Euro USD because what's going on in Iran, probably it's not something that's gonna impact differently Europe and US. So I don't think those two be impacted that much. Although US is doing the thing there, but yeah, Europe and US are kind of connected in terms of impact of this situation in Iran. One more important thing for Europe is, of course, Ukraine, but that's been for a few years now, so not gonna be changing anything because it's constant now. So it's not a thing that people actually look at news now because, again, if something goes on for a longer time, stays like that, it's just gonna be an average, something not gonna look at in terms of trying to see if there's any impact. And even in Middle East, like it's constant, but for like things for oil and natural gas, things like that, and companies that refineries, they're gonna have impact. So we'll look into that. Let's actually go. Let's skip this pound yen thing, sterling dollar. Let's go to crude oil. So you can see here, oil is, we're gonna use USD and just look at the oil. You can see recently at least today. March, yeah, look at March when this thing happened. So it's going pretty crazy. Now oil is going up in it's not crazy up. No, it just had a spike. It just lowered or kind of averaged. And that's the thing. For a longer period, it's either gonna average at one stable level, or it's gonna have a fluctuation. Like you can see here, it's starting to fluctuate a little more than usual. Usually it's not that much fluctuating, but now it is. You know, because events day to day change on day to day, maybe hourly basis. But still, you look at the daily average and what's going on today. Let's look at the minute, just like today, basically, half a day. We can see that crude oil is kind of fluctuating. You cannot really see clear that it's going down or up because it starts pretty much on close to average, and it is right now somewhere close to average. So you can buy and sell whatever. So let's do that. Just the lowest amount. So one thing I like to do is I keep note, and how I keep note is by using the list itself here, where if something is stuck for a while, I put it's gonna stay here for a while, and I have a smallest amount. So whenever I wanna trade something, I put it on this. I buy or sell in the smallest amount. So here I just get sell, take a profit, whatever it is, doesn't really matter. That's sell and then buy. So if one of these two stays for a long time, I avoid that. So that's an indicator. That's some really smart tip I found online, how people do these things. Yeah, Slayer King, hello. I'm not playing video games these days, but I do find a lot of fun watching news. Recently, I started watching political news. I'm not into politics at all. I started watching TV a little more, and of course, everybody who watches TV is bombarded by politics. And the reason why I watch a little more politics because of the local things here in Serbia. And since we're not in European Union, there's some things going on with this region where trade is blocked. There's European system of transit exchange, and it's still not in effect, but it affects the market here quite a bit. So recently, that's why I started watching news, but I kind of catching some global politics as well, but I don't really care that much, or not really that I don't care, but just like not to focus on that, get my focus on the things I like to do. But still, for this game or for this thing market, I think some of these news kind of have an impact. So I kind of mix that. It's kind of fun. So for example, you can see here what we did. Crude oil buy, UP means buy, actually closed. So it means crude oil is kind of good now to buy, and sell also closed. That's pretty good. Look at that. Buy and sell get the profit of around $0.50. So that's a pretty nice thing, and that's an indicator that something is fluctuating up and down pretty rapidly. And oil is unstable now, of course, so that's why it's good to buy and sell when you see the flat or up and down pretty fast. You can change, or I change sometimes because both close to higher amount here, but I don't use the margin that much, so just a little higher also. I take profit. Doesn't really matter much. I don't want to go into the to stay forever here. I want to close even if it's smaller gain, if there is gain. So we still have buy and sell here. Let's close. So we have sell. Let's go buy. By the way, look at what I got. We got this is for notes here. Just, and I like to play with this. I just got it. Even pretty nice thingy. Fiddle, like a fidget or some toy. But anyway, so we also do buy, but take the same thing. It doesn't really matter profit or loss and how much. There we go. And yeah. So that's why it's good to use those indicators like the small amount, just see what closes and avoid things that don't close for profit at all. And you can see here immediately we get a little bit of profit. Buy. So that's going to be closed sooner than later. I can close now and get 50, and let's see. We can get it closed. There we go, very quickly. So $2 we get from that. Is this live simulator? Yeah, it's real, it's live, but it's play money. Good sometimes playing games get annoying with hackers nowadays. Yeah, that's one big thing I don't like. Played as you know, Fortnite quite a bit, Clash of Clans. But the thing is, even with all the things that they added to the game, I just don't have enough time, and I don't feel attracted to play those games. I might, I still have installed both of those, but also Pixel Gun, but I don't have time. We'll see. In my state, gas costs $10. $10 a watt, because we have price in liters here, and it's around $2 a liter of diesel. So that's, and petrol is around 2.10, I think. A little bit more expensive, but around $2 a liter. That's price in Serbia. So it's expensive here. We're not like a petrol state or anything like that, but it is what it is. So you can see here, crude oil is dropping on sell. There's quite a bit of loss, but we don't care because that's still pretty low. 0.005, that's really low. And it can run. You can see the margins here. It's in Serbian, by the way, but I'll translate. Free margin is 9,500, and total is 10,100. So, but we don't use a lot of margin. It's like $350 used margin, not much. And that's what makes it a lot of fun. Yeah, just with, even if you're not playing with, or yeah, playing with the play money, if you have a little bit money into this, still a lot of fun if you don't just go hard and buy something too much. Just get a little bit, you'll have a lot of fun, and approach it like a game with not some huge investment is really what makes it really enjoyable. Gallon, oh, you count in gallons. Here in Serbia, we're in metric system, so we measure and price things differently, as well as everywhere in Europe. But they still think gallon for oil is like standard, but that's for, you know, companies that use for trade, but not in local gas station. Here, what I buy, it's $2. You can convert that. Like, if you go Google and put price in dollars per liter and translate that to dollars per gallon, see the price. Maybe I can do. See. This, I have a laptop also here. So to did you know that on my keyboard pound and dollar are one next to each other, and sometimes I mistake those. Right, right now. Liter to dollar gallon. That's $8.64 per gallon. Hmm, interesting. $2, no, €2 per liter is $8.64 per gallon. Wait, what state are you in? Here in Serbia, we have kind of higher prices, but we're much closer to Middle East. The thing about Balkan, look at the Balkan place. We have oil from Caspian Sea, from Middle East, from Russia, and natural gas, and they're much closer than to the US, to the Western Europe, but we still have higher prices because we're not global superpower that dictates price. But we should have cheaper oil and gas, right? Especially because we're kind of more friendly to those Middle Eastern, Russia, and those countries than Western Europe and US. But still, we pay a lot for that. California, wow, okay, so it's more expensive in California than here. That's pretty wild. And you live in US. That's crazy, kind of, right? You live in USA and you have higher prices than me in Serbia, in a country that doesn't produce anything, just imports any of it, like oil or gas or nothing, not even. We have only a refinery, but most of what is imported is refined. So yeah, pretty wild, pretty wild. But I kind of know that California is one of the more expensive places on in your country. California is full with tech company making everything expensive. A lot of people in Serbia work in tech here in Belgrade, especially in New Belgrade. A lot of, if you look at New Belgrade on the map, we have two different cities in one city. We have Old Belgrade and New Belgrade. New Belgrade is kind of like Silicon Valley of Serbia, where a lot of tech companies, a lot of brain is concentrated, and Old Belgrade is it's kind of like a 20th century city where very few things are built. There is a Belgrade waterfront, which kind of makes it look like a Dubai or something, but most of it is still like in good old days, and it's much cheaper. This is where I live, and this is where the center of Belgrade is. This is more touristy area. This is more like chill, relaxed life. Smaller buildings, but still better for living, I'd say. But people who work in New Belgrade is very expensive. People who work in New Belgrade, a lot of them live in old city. They travel. Commute here is, especially in the morning and around that hours when people return from work, it's really congested traffic. So sucks. But you can clearly distinct those two parts of the city. It's kind of like the east. You get it's kind of in one city. You get that east-west vibe, like in the world. You get the east, the western part. You get the eastern part, eastern world. I love it. It's pretty distinct. Oh, look at that. Crude oil sell is still there. So that means we can buy, right? Because buy actually close, right? That actually close for a profit a little bit. So we can buy a little more. That's how I do it. That's my way of doing this. It's no brain. Just I don't use brain when I do it. So here maybe weight is too much, like 70 or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. What's the biggest company that operates in Belgrade? NCR, I think they make a lot of these how you call that, ATMs. That's one of the companies where some of my family members work. I don't know, like look at New Belgrade and see. Like I'm not sure which one is the center of companies in Belgrade, but there's a lot of companies investing in this part of the city. We have Google, we have Facebook, we have Oracle. So they're doing something. I don't know. There's Rakuten. There's I don't know, a lot of companies. Yeah, a lot of advertising companies as well. But recently, I've seen a lot of these factories for some reason open near where I live. I don't know what on, but they're for electronics. We don't have a lot of machining here in Serbia. Serbia used to be really big on machines and production. Now we produce cars, but now Belgrade doesn't produce any. It used to be producing tractors and farm equipment here, but everything shut down. Now they produce electronic stuff. Ram factory. I don't know. I think that's a pretty big investment to do in such a small country. I know they do it in Taiwan, but because it's kind of niche thing to do. Not a niche thing, but kind of very specific thing to do to make those chips. But I don't know. Maybe they will something for electronic computers and stuff, but not now. Can you imagine if they build RAMs or like any of those parts here? Because computers are really expensive. Thing is, they are expensive, but they're not that much expensive because a lot of people buy just a phone. A lot of people don't buy computers. Now you can use phone as a computer. Just get a TV. Most people have a TV, and you can hook a phone and use like a PC. Plus, you can get some cheaper older tech. Still runs pretty smooth, pretty well. For new tech, this is not a big market as well. Balkan usually people just import or buy somewhere, and then just when they come here, they use it. Look at that! This even this closed and 295. Wow! All right, let's buy more. This is how I do it. This is not the smartest thing, but that's how I do it. Gamers buy computers. Well, gamers buy cheap computers or the most of the best for the price stuff. They're not gonna buy. They're gonna buy the best thing or the best for the price. They're not gonna buy something like super duper cheap, but they're gonna look in the prices to make perfect machines and stuff like that. But still, for those people, it's a big investment. Sure, I see a lot of people switch from playing those hard demanding games to play something OG stuff that is like a Triple H or some even less requiring hardware games. Like I play Fortnite on basically the lowest possible hardware. I do have 1080 GTX, which is like 10 plus years old. Some of them have good jobs. Yeah, I guess. But still, this is a small country. So I wouldn't say it's going to be a big place for that. I don't think we're ever going to make a market or an industry for that, because it's really something that big, powerful countries will dominate. Sure. Here, I think we're just gonna find jobs in, if people work here in companies, they work in like as an engineer or something like that. Not really into, making their companies for making hardware or something. Isn't Taiwan smaller than Serbia? I don't know, but they're still in the place in the world where it's kind of under US control, so they have that superpower control. Here, Serbia is pretty much like independent, I'd say, in true words. I think Serbia might be the most independent country on the planet. Kind of feels like that. You know? Every other country seems more dependent than here. I don't know. I like it here. But still, it's not a rich country. People here get by. It's very cheap to live here, so you don't have to work much to live. But if you want, there's opportunities to earn more if you're smart, if you're a hard worker. It's really cheap to live. You don't have to be a high earner to afford to play the place, and good internet, good market. Everything's very near. But anyway, let's look at what's going on here. I can see we have buy and sell in crude oil. So it's fluctuating, and we see the recent events kind of change a little bit, but still, we don't use a lot of margin. Let's leave it like that. A lot of it is in red, so PNG, profit and loss, P&L, US, or in English, pretty low for this comparison. Let's look at something else, like let's look at gold. Let's look at gold. Let's see how it looks like this time, which is monthly here, but that's see a pretty drastic shift here. Crash in market, gold market. What's going on here? Like, look at that. That's a pretty big drop recently, going to the highest. Now it's averaging. Oh, interesting. So there has been a big growth. One thing you can estimate, like in how many years drastic change happens, like every few years. That's a bigger stretch because it definitely depends on the market. See here, it reached the highest price it ever did this year, actually in February. Now it's dropping quite a bit, but that's actually, it's still on the high. That's not like this is the trend line, basically showing the trend, up and down trend. What you look at, should look, is this graph here to see the price. Gold is pretty expensive, right? It's going down though. In the March it's going down, but let's see, like in hours, for see a few days, like March, it's trending downwards, but now trying to average, you can see the point of trend change. Check GameStop stocks might have gone up. GameStop, I'm not sure, like see all GameStop, not sure. Let's read my not sure we have those. GameStop, Alphabet, that's Google, right? We're gonna look at those companies as well, but I'm sure GameStop, G, right? F, G. Isn't GameStop bought by someone? sure. Oh, GoPro. Interesting. One thing that really trend upwards recently, like last 5 years, was Nvidia. Let's see. Just see the graph on that company. Here it turned to gold just to have fun there, but let's see. Yeah, look at that. The last 5 years had pretty high growth. Well, a lot of those were sold. You can see the clear trend change. It basically just rises up. Like 2019, those like 10 series graphic cards, they were really popular. They were selling pretty well. Company was growing, and then they had a period where really didn't work out. I think they switched quite a bit. They produced chips for like servers or something, and then they returned to graphic cards. Then they had like RTX and stuff like that. But since then, they didn't really do much. They kind of invested in other fields. But there we go. Still, it's kind of averaging. It's not trending anywhere. Flat since they mid last drop quite. Yeah, GameStop is probably listed under some other name. Not really see, but let's see what other company is interesting. Like we've seen, let's see, like Apple's probably something. Alphabet also. Google last few years or so. Interesting. Like is Nvidia a good investment? It's very volatile. You can see it going up and down. So now it's in lowest point, but I'd say it's going to trend up. Definitely, they're pretty much like essential hardware producer, especially for computers sold common buyer, right? They have graphic card dominating, so I'd say they're good. For me, like Google, see Google had really a few crashes. Google actually controls quite a few things. It's not just Google, it's YouTube, it's a lot of um, advertising companies, like ads and stuff like that. So they're diversifying quite a bit, but still, main thing when it crashes or it's tanking down, it's not something that's guaranteed. So, but for some shorter period, you can follow trends. You can see the turning points here. There has been trend change, quite a drastic one. Keep an eye on those. Like when you see things like this, this is one good thing to look at the graph. When you see something that goes down, Google was public, Alphabet is public, so they still have a lot of stake in Google, right? I think they own Alphabet is like a mother parent company, and that's what you look at. Amazon also one big one. Now let's compare. Can we compare periods, right? Let's compare to Google at those. So you can see these big companies kind of have around 2022, mid 2022, both Amazon and Alphabet or Google had some pretty drastic downwards shift. I don't know why, but you can probably see here that some events happen. where drastically went down. So selling was the best thing that happened there. Of course, the thing is about this market, it cannot be steadily going up or steadily going down. It fluctuates. So just a perspective change. For a buyer, you look at the green, you look at the going up. But if you're a seller, you also like to see those downwards trends, because when you sell something, you can buy it for much cheaper. Then you get profit that way. Yeah, 2020 it seemed like a point where started or started to head up. Wasn't 2020 Biden era or no? 2020 to 2024. Yeah. It also can be influenced by, presidents or the shift in that kind of sphere, but I don't think it influenced that much, to be honest. See, like around mid 2022, something really happened. We're gonna look at the. I'm gonna close Amazon. Look at the Facebook or something. Let's see what else is there. Big tech companies, maybe Apple. Apple is really popular for some reason, but the monthly. Okay. Can adjust here, but you can see there's not really that much clear difference. Shift this. So, it did actually have a change here, but much earlier, like mid 2020, 2020, when everything for other companies started to go spiraling up, right? Just down for some reason. Apple. Every president has to wait for February. Yeah, but it's not 2021 was Biden. I don't know. I don't think presidents really matter that much. I don't think that's a big influence, but still, there's a big change also for Apple around mid 2020. That's really, it's not that drastic though. I think for Alphabet and Amazon, it was pretty big drop, but they're still heading up, right? And Apple, we had a drop around like 2015. I don't know that era. I think smartphone. When was the first iPhone? They started making the same phone at, at one point, so they pretty much just started making the very same phone every other year, just slight changes. So people didn't buy that much. They kind of got into a scheme of Apple, but I don't know. It's still pretty strong. Might be because of COVID. Oh. Yeah, but I don't think COVID crashed too much. Like for example, Alphabet, Google, or let's actually look at Amazon. Amazon is the one that is trading, right? It is sending goods, so they should be influenced by that period much more, right? 2020, yeah, but they become more popular, right? Because people that time started to use deliveries more, right? They don't go shopping much. 2008, we didn't see much going on 2008 here. I don't know. There's some crashes here. 2008 for Alphabet, Google, but yeah, I don't think it depends really. It's not every sector that's going to be hit. We're going to look at the energy and things like that, but tech, I think it really depends on their product. I don't think everything else is as influential as the quality or demand for their products. Yeah, it went up for Amazon definitely because of course people not shopping at time, they're waiting deliveries. but you have to meet the demand with delivery. So it was hard also to do that, to meet up the demand. Still, sure, it did it helped them, but let's see what other company like Tesla is pretty interesting. Maybe we find something. Wait, Baidu is in US? What? Interesting. Bank of America. Let's see, just for fun, how banking sector looked like. Wow. Yeah, but that's just daily, right? See over the year. Wow. Okay, drastic shift, but wow. Okay, so you can see the banking actually is the sector that kind of got hit around 2008, right? So Bank of America is probably a good indicator for trends in bank sector that period. You can see that also after 2008, pretty steadily. It was kind of fluctuating. It wasn't really steady growth, but since then till now, you can see like a upwards trend. But now this year it's going down. But still, I don't know. Yeah, there definitely was 2008 crisis. You can see for banking sector, it definitely was. So, wait, Berkshire, is that the investing company, one of the biggest in the world? I want to see they're willing to invest during crisis. Pretty sure they're pretty much pretty long running company. Wow. But their data goes from after 2008, so you cannot really see that. But they're pretty much investing all the time and their company steadily grows. But now look at that, recent year, pretty stagnate. But still pretty high up. I think this is the period where buy and sell pretty much the same. See every daily and just day. Yeah, it fluctuates up and down. Really, it's not any trend level going up or down. Um, all right, let's see what else is interesting. Best Buy. Wait, Best Buy. I don't see a lot of ads about. Is it as popular as it was before? Kind of went down. Look at that. Only available since 2021. Very fluctuating here. So interesting. BlackRock. Don't they own America like most of the properties? Kind of read something like that, but does the Best Buy ad even exist? I don't know. It's not here in Serbia. That BlackRock going pretty up, but then it goes down. Look at the since May, like in the middle. During summertime it goes down. See here also trend going down. Not the summertime, but I think winter for some reason. No, wait. I don't think it's actually correlated. Look at that. It's changing quite a bit. Like winter here in 2025, it's red. 2026, kind of going up and down. August, the middle of August is going up, right? I don't know. Doesn't BlackRock own everything? That's why I'm looking at it's like I don't know. This is the kind of company that really is, depending on political stage, maybe property taxation or rules change, so this company is very volatile to that. So I don't think it's as safe to invest as many other companies like tech companies. I think it's much safer. Also car companies. We're gonna look in those. I like car companies because they've been here for many hundreds of years, or 100 years for many of those, and they keep producing cars. It's only like drop whenever a model comes out. So let's see what else is here. Health. Nope. Oil companies. Let's see how they do now. This thing is. Oh wow! Look at that. Chevron sponsor. Why Chevron sponsors this, or oil company sponsor this bad situations around the world? Because their prices, they can dictate prices then can change quite drastically. During stagnant period, they're not going to change much, but they need some global events to really hike up the price. You can see how much. Wow! Look at that. Chevron. Wow. Wow, look at that, this trend up. Just the greens going up, up, up since January. That's Venezuela, right? January was when it... Wow. Hmm. Cannot buy, it's inactive right now, but let's see. It kind of has that upwards trend, although it fluctuates quite a bit. But still, wow. That's all companies are banking in now. Let's see some airlines. I don't think airlines were really hit during COVID, some period like that. They had a big impact, but we can't look that far. This one is doing pretty good, right? On average, right? Doing steadily up and big shifts. You can see the big candlestick fluctuates quite a bit. I don't think it's stable. Uh, hmm. Gaming company. Let's say that. Did you know Roblox is pub? Roblox? We're gonna. Sure. Isn't Roblox made by a gaming company or something? Sure. Wow, look at that. EA Sports. Wait, what game? EA Sports 2025 really helped the game. Around 2025, they really gained so much into the value. Recently, kind of fluctuate. FIFA or NBA? You're right. You're right. NBA was pretty popular. Wait, I think Ronaldo and Messi kind of changed regions of the world, right? I think they had a pretty big hit. So now they're selling a lot of games. Also, NBA, I'm not sure that really gained popularity. I'm not sure that's a big deal. Maybe their game got better or something. New releases. But don't they release them every year, like FIFA, NBA? Okay, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know games. For me, it's I like playing FIFA. I used to like playing FIFA with people like live, not online. It's much better to play FIFA, you know, side by side with some versus someone than online, right? Mm. let's say Facebook, for example, even though it doesn't really matter, but I think they're more advertising company than social media. Wow, look at that. Around 2022 or mid 2021, they had a big shift. Something happened, but yeah, they're growing pretty steadily. It's amazing. Even though they had a big drop, I think their advertising platform is pretty solid, especially with Instagram. Instagram is really holding their place out there, and Facebook still. I've been to Facebook recently, and I think their ads pretty solid, especially car ads. They're really nice. Um, let's see, car company. Ferrari is probably not great insight into car companies. I like to look at the like Volkswagens, BMWs, Fiats, or Ford, rather than Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, or something. But whatever. Let's see. Yeah, Ferrari is really expensive brand. Had a big drop recently. People still buy them every year. Look at Call of Duty. Yeah, I mean, new generations are keeping it afloat. Every new generation deserves their own version of the regularly occurring game. No, it's just gonna be like that. Like you get like superhero movies, they're just after another. You get Marvel and make stuff of that. Just keep adding new, like the same movie, just new. This is same superhero, just a different version. All right, let's see. Ferrari is interesting as a company, but Ford. Let's get Ford. Maybe do a comparison, like exotic car versus something that I, you and me would buy. Interesting. We don't see much of Ford. It's very fluctuating, but Ferrari is kind of steadily growing until this year, late last year. This is Disney Public. Disney. Isn't Disney owned by like Paramount or something? Probably is a company that owns like Paramount, Disney, CNN, stuff like that. I kind of heard about that. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's see what else is you Ferrari. I think that's NV. That's Northwest or something like that. They merged. I'm not. I don't know. There are quite a few mergers that changed the name. See GM. They're also a car company. Let's remove Ferrari. We're not gonna buy Ferraris. Um. See. Ooh. General Motors having good period, but why they're dropping? Like, look at that. 2.9 this year for this company. Interesting. So what you get, like, you get tech companies, you get banks, you get car companies, you get travel, health. Um, what else is there? Insurance, military, retailers, fast food, McDonald's. Let's see how they doing. Oh, it's just going up and up. They have amazing business model. Look at that. They're just growing. Do you have Waymo? No, you mean the self-driving cars? I don't think we have those. They will crash, people will steal. I don't think this country uh, is gonna get any Waymos. Although you do get those in a state that's really not the safest. No, I don't think we have those. We do have some of the Teslas have, they're not self-driving though, have driving assistance. A lot of people have Teslas here for some reason. Teslas and VW is electric cars. Those are very popular in terms of electric cars, but Tesla's probably the most common one. Also, BYD recently, like in the last 2 years, BYD I think surpassed Tesla in Serbia. Serbia is a small market, keep in mind, but it kind of reflects this region. Yeah, I don't like self-driving things because they're really not for like in person or in a city situation because of course they think differently than people. All right, let's see. Shoes, Netflix. That's a tech company, I'd say. It's like any other. But definitely gained quite a. Wow, wait. It's only. Wow, what a drop. What is going on with Netflix? What? Like all gains lost. Like what the hell is going on with Netflix? Why people? What's going on? I didn't look at news like tech news or stuff like that, but look at this trend. Beginning of on the end of the last year. A lot of tech companies kind of lost in value. Have you noticed that? The hell? Maybe this is represented a little bit differently. Maybe they changed something that really doesn't represent their value loss, but this is that drop is insane. It's pretty much just a drop to zero basically. But that can be that can mean anything. I'm not sure that how market is look at this situation, but yeah, that's an interesting one. Nintendo. I don't buy consoles, but that actually makes a lot of games as well. Hello, Piggly Wiggly. Look at that big shifts around 2023, like the late 2022, but then stagnate. I'm not sure. Like they had pretty good consoles. I know that they're around mid 2010s. They had pretty good success. As you can see here, it's pretty trending upwards, but then not much words out of them. That's an interesting, like Pepsi maybe. Pepsi. I like Pepsi. It's been a while. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Having fun living in Belgrade still. I did travel quite a bit. Been to during this winter to Maribor. Been to Slovenia, northern Italy. Been to Austria, although just a quick trip, 2 days. And I frequently went to Hungary. It just we have new train open. If you look at news like past few years, you know that you will find it something happening at like a train station in second largest city, and a lot of protests because of it. Well, now they finished the whole train route. Now it's really fun to go to Hungary, and the problem is now in European Union they're gonna close a lot of borders in Schengen area and non-Schengen area countries, which can influence Serbia quite a bit. Can make a lot of impact to this region, especially my country. So I'm using time to enjoy Hungary. I didn't go to Norway. No, I traveled this region. I've been to Greece, North Macedonia, been to Slovenia, been to Italy, Austria a little bit, and I've been to Montenegro. I'm gonna go to Montenegro again Sunday, I think. Are they still protesting? Not as much as before. Now they're pretty silent this new year because they were in elections, the local level, so they kind of focus on that. But they were not really protesting half a year now. So yeah, it's been winter was pretty quiet. Autumn was, I think there were quite a few protests. So yeah, been peaceful winter, but yeah, I enjoyed traveling. There was pretty cold days, and it was really fun to go to a cozy place. And I went to mountain regions, like been to Alpine region, you call. It's really nice region to be. And the thing is, when you go during winter, it's all snow. You don't see the greens, the sceneries, and all that. Just snow. But places where you get there, amazing atmosphere. Although very expensive, but I've been found some cheaper places, pretty cozy places to enjoy those expensive locations. So pretty nice. I went to Italy because there's a Winter Olympics, so enjoyed a little bit that. And that there's actually two places. I think Cortina is called the other one. So I've been to that little place just before the Olympics. So I don't know if you saw, but today is a new season at Fortnite. Oh, I think I saw kind of. When I went to my PC, I saw on launcher on EA or Epic Games launcher. I saw news. So, but I didn't bother to check. I just saw installation going. Yeah, might check it out. I love playing Fortnite. Don't have time. But anyway, I had a lot of fun traveling. I didn't film anything. I just enjoyed the trip. So pretty full. Olympic Games are pretty wild, like a big event. You don't think of it, especially for a small place. You definitely notice it everywhere, right? And that's the thing this year. If you look at Milan, Italy Olympics this year, been actually in two places. I didn't go to Milan. I've been to Cortina, and yeah, it was pretty well. Just think only one day I went to the village, but did you find your soulmate? No, no, I didn't find soulmate. But I had a lot of fun, just enjoying time. I have friends in Belgrade. I didn't go with them. I just went solo, and with family, I went to Hungary a few times, quite a few times. I think I went like 5 times to Hungary, and it's really I can go like in the morning. I can go to Hungary like uh, and until noon. I can return here. It's that fast. You can spend like a few hours in Hungary and it can return to Belgrade. It's really awesome. And I live really close to train station that I can go like on foot 15 minutes from here because I live in central Belgrade. In like probably like 15 minutes on foot, I can get to train station and go to Hungary. Pretty well. I love it. This is gonna be even better. Just the connection, train connection now is amazing. Istanbul, Thessaloniki, Athens, um, Vienna, Bratislava, Budapest, Zagreb, awesome connections. Also Dubrovnik, Montenegro coast, so really nice, and all connected via fast network, train network. Just amazing. I'm so excited for this opportunity to travel. I love it. Awesome region. All right, Pepsi. Let's see Pepsi. Much it's not exciting. Just recent years, but nothing really exciting. I don't see any point. Maybe last year start kind of had a little fall and recovered. I don't know. Not exciting. What's a public storage? Oh, that's probably like we have Toro box here. That's something like a garage or a box or storage box. Oh, Reddit. I think they fall off quite a bit. Yeah, quite a bit recently, but they had growth. What I think about all of these technology drop since beginning or late 2025, I think they're gonna recover. Like here, you see a big drop beginning of last year, and they're gonna recover during the year, and then fall. I'm not sure why. Maybe during summer, people, especially advertising, outdoors advertising, get a little better, and these big companies advertise a little more on those, pathways. So that's why I think there's gonna be, especially during summertime, a lot of these big companies use like wintertime to advertise or spend a lot of money in research or a lot of funds in advertising and releasing products during winter. And it's either hit or miss, right? And the year will tell how much growth they're gonna have. But you expect some growth. But Reddit, I don't think they have new products. They're good for advertising. I think this revenue is kind of shown here. It's not much they innovate, I'd say, but you can see the usage. Pretty much this graph will show the usage of Reddit. Rivian is an interesting one. That's a company that some say it's like a risk, but a good reward. See over the years how they've shown. Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah, they didn't release anything new. I don't think Rivian has been in news anywhere recently. Don't they make like Amazon trucks or something? Delivery vehicles? Pretty sure they have focus shifted from like regular market where they sell like electric cars to some deal with companies. They make like a van for Amazon or some other thing like that. Roblox. Oh yeah, you're right. Roblox is a separate one. Hey, what? Average 7. Current. You're currently in an average Roblox. I cannot see more. It's only to 2021. It recently spiked during winter. Yeah, I guess Roblox goes up during winter. So by this you can see it's kind of going expect to kind of flatten here somewhere or go a little bit more down and then rise up during the year or later during the year. All right. S&P Global. Isn't that S&P 500? It's not actually, but not sure what this thing is. Let's see. What? That's some kind of disaster here. All right. What's an interesting one? Starbucks. Tesla. Let's see Tesla. It's definitely one of the popular ones. Not one of my favorites for sure, because I do like car companies, but for me Tesla is more like a market for US and some other European countries, not my country, to see their product. I do see them here, but they're not, they don't have like a factory or something like that, so that's how I look at it. But look at that. They had quite a big run around 2020 until late 2022. Got pretty bad thing with Elon Musk. They recovered. They're pretty high on the value. One of the richest companies in the world. Coca-Cola, let's see. Should we compare that to Pepsi? See how they do. But I don't think it actually correlates. They kind of operate differently. Coca-Cola, what the hell? What going on here? This is kind of wild. I'd go so down. What the hell? That's a glitch in the matrix. Alright, since 2010, they're pretty much steady growth. This is like one of the safe companies to get invest into. Kind of going down, but so they fluctuates now. It's down. Doesn't matter. Oh, there's the Walt Disney. That's how it's called, not Disney or Walt Disney. The Walt Disney. So a little different name, but they're here. Let's see their popularity. Still pretty big. Yeah, look at that. Kind of have a bad peak around 2020. Maybe they acquire some company, kind of showed a little muscle or value. But you can see they're pretty strong, still hanging out there. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Although they had some growth up and down recently. Look at the trend, 3 years now. Up and down, up and down. See, the end of the year. Well, it's not really correlating to anything. Much unstable. Toyota. Toyota is an interesting one. Something that interests me as well. Interesting. Look at that. April. We're in March, heading to April. And like around this time, gonna have drop that some kind of drop here, but still up and down. What's an interesting one? Uber. Okay, we know Uber. I don't really care about companies that much. Oh, there's European. Okay, other European. Anheuser-Busch, that's beer, right? See that. Other European. You can see here United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, France, Spain, Italy, and others. Sure where Bush is. Maybe Ireland. I would say a lot of them are Ireland. A lot of US companies like to there. Look at that. He has some pretty big drops. Heineken. Heineken is pretty strong in Europe. They dropped. Nokia. Wow, Nokia used to be biggest European company, right? The biggest. One point. All right. This kind of goes up and down. It's not really stable. They had big drop around 2016. Since then, trying to recover. So what's going on? I think someone acquired Nokia recently, but I'm not sure. Nokia, Telenor. Telenor is actually a company that operates here as well. Okay, let's see other things like metals, aluminum, copper, gold, platinum, palladium, silver. Energy. All right. Brent oil, crude oil, gasoline, heating oil, natural gas. Interesting. It's not like company, but commodity itself. Agriculture, wheat, sugar, soybeans, cotton, corn, coffee. Hmm, coffee. Coffee is probably the most interesting out of these. Sure, other things are pretty much commodity as is. Okay, we cannot see the some bigger period just here a drop, which is good. I like commodities to go down. I don't want to spend money buying those. Digital currency, Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin? Ooh, interesting. Why is Bitcoin dropping? What's going on? Let's see. Minute. Oh, it's kind of recovering a little. Okay. Wait, do we have anything closed in the meantime? Yeah, crude oil. Buy and sell. Look at that. This is why I like those things that fluctuate quite a bit. Those are my favorite things to invest. Things that fluctuate quite a bit, but are stable in the long run. So commodities are like that. Not all, but a lot of things that are used in industry are like that just because they're constantly used. But sometimes, a product or something happen in the world that make the price go up or down. It just fluctuate for a bit. That's the period where it's exciting. That's why these Iran, Venezuela things cause quite a few changes in the market, right? For oil companies, for oil as well. Bitcoin is interesting. Why is dropping? Still dropping, but I don't know. What's the price? 70,000. Is that the price of Bitcoin? 120,000 was the highest ever. It really drop? I kind of doubt it. Drop that much. Yeah, Bitcoin is hope you can see here, but 70,601. It's fluctuating. What happens if let's go last let's look at the last in minutes. Okay, so it has up and down, up and down. So now it's the highest. Maybe it's going upwards trend still. So let's get like 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, and then whatever margin. Adopt. Let me. What? No, can I increase this? What the hell is going on? It's so volatile. I can click on this thing. Wow. Okay. What? Are you kidding me? Why can I do it? What the hell? Something's wrong here. Alright, let's see if I just get like happens. Just want to see the fluctuation up or down. Sorry, fluctuating now. Now I can profit. Oh. Oh, it's going too slow. Alright. Okay, cannot do it. Maybe something's messing up. Alright, I don't care. But let's see other things. Ethereum here. How's Dogecoin in comparison? I want to see. And the thing is, Bitcoin is great if it fluctuates. It kind of has a downward trend now, but recently you can see it's going up. Just few or today, few hours, but see Dogecoin in monthly just to compare. Adjust the graph here. Oh, I don't have a long period. There we go. Ah, they're all going down. As expected, they're probably following one another. So Bitcoin is not doing great right now. They're probably gonna change. A lot of currencies, normal currencies are popular now, but yeah, we'll probably change that. The US Treasury 10-year T-note. That's a banking product. I look at it as is. So it's just fluctuating too much. Kind of fall down quite a bit, but it's fluctuating. See, the value is kind of going up, but monthly, how long can you see? Yeah, kind of down in a way. Is the lowest as it ever was, but it's still fluctuating. Banking products, treasuries, EFTs. I don't care about those. But index, USA 500, pretty much the most popular, right? It's 500. It's like S&P 500. See years, year over year growing. That's why people like those. They're volatile in a way now because of the situation, but I think they'll recover pretty easily. Exotic pairs, Euro, Danish crowns and euro. Okay, okay, main pair. I mean, it doesn't really matter which one. Let's see, Euro, US, right? That's probably the most popular one as far as it can go. It's very volatile. I like those. Going up and down, kind of averages the same. But I look every minute. So that's how I do it. It's not the smartest thing to do, but yeah, this is how I do it. You tell me what you think. Is it is there a better option or a better way to approach this? Like, is there a better no-brain um, way to approach this? But I get a control sample. I just just to test the trend. I buy and sell at the same time the smallest amount, then see first one that closes, and then I go for a little larger amount, but then I control the amount, and I just get the one that closed. Of course, when I get the sample, I wait a little bit, don't wait too long, just to test the speed, which one closes first. If one closes and another one doesn't, I just leave the other one. Don't care, it's not gonna be that much of a loss, but yeah, I still follow the one that goes first, closes first for profit, apply more. So for these banking products, I don't really care, but currency is definitely my favorite just because of the stability, especially for the big market, big countries, but also the fluctuation, the miniature fluctuation that's actually profitable. Okay, interesting that conversion is 1.15. That is between euro and USD. So euro to USD is 1.15. Wait, so euro is stronger than USD, right? Interesting. Wait, gold is 4,600? Come on, really? Are you kidding me? Hold on. What? Are you kidding me? 4,650 is gold. Can't be right. Damn. Gotta Google this. What's the price of gold? Wow. Are you kidding me? 46.50 is the price. The hell is going on here? Wow. Gold is insanely expensive now. Not so long ago it was like thousands, like 1500 or so. Let's see what was that? 2022. Yeah, kind of time. 2020. Then it started to go like crazy. That's amazing. Now it's falling down a little bit. Of course, that's a really strong price for gold. I doubt it's going to stay for long, but yeah, it got to drop quite a bit. That's really strong, but considering it has that growth trend, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we're going to stop here, especially because it's late. Had a lot of fun playing this. Let's see, did we actually earn anything? Kind of yapped too much, didn't really do anything, but yeah, we get a few dollars. We still have P&L or P&G, profit and loss open, going up and down. Don't care, we just put to take profits whenever hit. So yeah, let's see, maybe we can change the view here to like a bar. Here bars, no line, no mountain. I think this one is much more like it, right? You see the trend and all. All right. Yeah, we're gonna stop here. It was really a lot of fun. We'll check on this stream quality. I'm not sure if all the setup is good. My microphone usually bugs, but it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you follow the market and you're not too invested into it, because it is not the safest thing to do, but it's a lot of fun for sure. Anyway, have a good day. Leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.